It's exactly what the struggling restaurant industry didn't want to hear. Beginning today, all restaurants and bars in New York State will have to stop serving inside and outdoor dining as of 10 p.m. It's an effort to stop the spread of the coronavirus, which is surging to record highs in several states. Joining us now is our own Sabine Marcellus, joined by Amanda Cohen, chef and owner of the award-winning vegetarian restaurant Dirt Candy here in Manhattan. Amanda, thanks so much for being with us. Tell us what this curfew tonight is going to do to your business as we roll further into winter.
Well, we're going to lose a couple hours of service. I think some restaurants are probably going to try to open a little bit earlier. But in general now, if you are only serving at nighttime, you have basically like 4 hours to make all your money. That's not enough. We used to be an industry that could make all our money in 7 or 8 hours at night, and a huge, huge burden.
Yeah, how huge of a blow is this for Governor Cohen to come out and say that starting today, there's a 10 p.m. curfew for bars and restaurants in New York? Because last month, he came out with a book basically saying that he took charge in fighting the pandemic. So how does this curfew make you feel as a restaurant owner?
It makes me feel like we're just as out of control as we were 8 months ago when it started. It just feels like there's impending doom. It's not like we can't see the news in other cities across the country. And so you start to see it. Oh, there's a curfew. Oh, now you can't have indoor dining. Now you're on lockdown again. And it's sort of this tumbleweed effect. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing again the beginning of probably we're losing indoor dining in a couple of weeks, and we'll probably go into another lockdown. And mentally, I think it's taking a toll on everybody. And financially, we're just digging ourselves into a bigger and bigger hole.
Yeah, so you said there's a possibility we're going into another national lockdown. So in fact, Biden's coronavirus advisor on Yahoo Finance this week basically said that he would advise a 4 to 6 week national lockdown to basically contain the coronavirus. How devastating would that be to the restaurant industry?
It would end us. If we don't get some sort of federal aid, along with that lockdown, you're not going to see restaurants open back up after that. We've already seen 1 in 5 restaurants close. That's a huge number. You're going to see 4 to 5 restaurants close. I won't be able to sustain it. I've been around for 12 years. Another lockdown, I have no money left in my bank.
What have you been doing with regards to your staff? Have you laid people off? Have you been able to bring anybody back? Since I know September 30th was when you were able to start to go inside, right? Capacity was 25% indoors. Now, of course, you've got the curfew, but what's sort of like the payroll situation like for you at your restaurant?
So I've been very, very cautious. I initially laid off 35 staff members in March, and then I hired back 6 for the summer. And that's actually what I stuck with. I wanted to see what was going to happen, see if indoor dining was going to stick. My nightmare was to bring more people back in, do indoor dining, and then have to lay them off again, which is what people are going to have to do now that there is a curfew. And we're seeing it all over the city. Restaurants are getting quieter and quieter. I was walking home last night, and I walked home 40 blocks. And it's 8:30 on a Thursday night. And that's a pretty popular time in New York City. Every single restaurant was empty, and everybody's patio was empty. The city was a ghost town. And I don't think New York City is a ghost town. I just think people are staying inside. They don't want to come out. It was a cold, rainy night, and we're going to see that continue. And more employees are going to get put back on unemployment, and more restaurants are going to close without the federal aid.
And Amanda, you said that it was practically traumatizing to see this. So just, tell us more about that. And also, I know that you've been working on trying to get relief for the restaurant industry. So that Biden coronavirus advisor actually said that if we do that 4 to 6 week national lockdown, then we should have a package that pays people who can't work during that lockdown. What is your sense of a relief package? What should it look like? And talk to us about the trauma you're seeing here.
I come from a service industry. I like seeing, a room lit up with people and voices and the jingle jangle of the kitchen and the plates, and walking through a city where there is nobody eating in any of its dining rooms. It's so depressing. It's not what you want to see at all, even if it's for a good cause. And if we go into a lockdown, of course, that's what we need to do. But knowing that the city has sort of gone and hibernated while restaurants are still really struggling, it's hard to sort of make do with that in my tiny brain, basically. For a relief package, yes, we need to be able to make sure that people who are unemployed have enough money to stay on unemployment and feel safe with the amount of money they have. We also need a relief package for restaurants. I still have to pay my rent. I still have to pay my insurance. I still have purveyors I have to pay. So that's why for us, and as part of the IRC, the Independent Restaurant Coalition, we're really pushing for the Restaurant Act, which will help save restaurants.